memory I have is of a voice. And when I heard this voice at first, I heard it, and I understood it. The words were English, but I just couldn't believe it. It had to be part of a dream. It had to be just an echo left over in my head from a movie or something. It couldn't really be real. And then I heard the voice again repeating the same words. I have a knife at your neck. Don't make a sound. Get up and come with me. And I remember that second time I heard this voice, I could feel a knife lying across my neck. And I realized that this isn't a nightmare. This isn't a bad dream or a bad memory. This is real. I remember my biggest nightmare before this was the monster wolf from the Never-Ending Story. I saw it maybe when I was 6, and I had nightmares about it till I was probably 16. And I always used to think, okay, if that wolf just appeared in my bedroom, what would I do? What would I do to protect my sister? But I never thought, what if someone broke into my house and had a knife? I never thought that. I never made a plan as to what I should do because I never even considered it as a possibility. I remember getting out on stage with all the other girls, and we were about to sing, and the spotlight's coming down on us, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I am so modest. I am showing so much of my décolletage. What is everyone going to think? That's how I felt. Literally, I was showing my neck. That's it. But that's how I felt at 14, showing any part of my body. And so you can imagine having a complete stranger trying to undress me and sponge gaze me. I was not about to let that happen. I remember grabbing hold of my pajamas and the buttons in the front so that she couldn't unbutton them, and clamping my elbows down next to my torso so that she couldn't pull it off over my head. And I remember holding on so tight and fighting back and forth with her, and she finally looked at me and said, if you don't let me undress you and bathe you and redress you, I will have Emmanuel come in here and he will rip the clothes off you and bathe you and redress you. Emmanuel, by the way, was the name of my captor as I knew him. Anyways, I remember him pulling me off the bucket and forcing me onto the ground, ripping off the robe I had and raping me on the floor of the tent. Then I remember when he got up, when he was finished, he got up and looked down at me and smiled and turned around and walked outside the tent. And I will never forget how I felt in that moment. I felt like I was so worthless, like I was damaged beyond repair. I felt like nobody could ever love me again. And if my parents knew what had just happened to me, they'd just be better off moving forward with their life instead of trying to find me. It felt like my soul had been crushed. And I remember just lying on the floor of the tent, just crying, feeling so much pain, emotionally, physically. And as I sat there thinking about it, I realized that that was worth surviving for. That nobody else ever accepted me back, or loved me, or wanted to be my friend. It didn't matter because my family was worth fighting for. My family was worth living for, was worth not giving up or giving in for. Because I found something to live for, I was able to make the most important decision I ever could have during my entire kidnapping. I decided, because I had something to hold on to, something to live for, that no matter what happened to me, whatever how bad it was, or however against my beliefs or my morals or my standards it was, it didn't matter. I would do whatever it took to survive. Elizabeth, what this man has done to you is terrible, and there aren't words strong enough to describe how wicked and evil he is. He's taken 9 months of your life that you'll never get back again. The best punishment you could ever give him is to be happy, is to follow your dreams and to do exactly what you want to do, because by feeling sorry for yourself and reliving what's happened to you, that's only giving him more of your life, and he doesn't deserve any of it. He doesn't deserve a second of it. For every problem we face in life, and for every challenge, and for all of our opposition, might not be immediately, we might not understand it ever in this life, but I think one day we can have an appreciation for what it's taught us and what it's allowed us to do. You never know what you can do.